And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. We're live here by the historic Laurel Park paddock. I'm Stanton Salter, along with our odds maker, Keith Fustel.
Yep.
As we get ready for the fall, I get a little tongue twister there. As the
It's
fall
tough.
festival,
It's not an easy name, Stan.
Fall Festival of Racing. Keith Fustel, beautiful Friday here to get started here for the 3-day race weekend. We have a big 11-race card today. Nice carryover in our 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6, but tomorrow's the big day. Fall Festival of Racing, featuring the 26th running of the Frank J. DeFrancis Memorial Dash. That's a Grade 3, 250,000. Some of the top sprinters in the country going to be right here tomorrow at Laurel Park, plus 6 other turf stakes. You get a free prize wheel spin with the purchase of a program. You can win wagers, event tickets, Laurel Park, Swagmore. Beautiful day of racing tomorrow. 12-race card. Hopefully that Rainbow Pick 6 will carry over till tomorrow, although people will be lining up to hit it today.
Yeah, they'll be lining up today. And like we talked about yesterday on your radio show last night, you look at the whole weekend today, starting today. I mean, just an abundance of betting opportunities for the fans, for all the guys who want to come out here and just really lay it into this race card. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And racing office, phenomenal job. I mean, it's a whole group effort. Those guys, Coley Blind, getting the stakes together, and the rest of the racing office, they did a phenomenal job putting all 3 days together. So you don't catch a break, though. I didn't catch a break. I know you didn't catch a break handicapping. A little tough for us, but it's for the benefit of the gamblers. That's what makes this game tick.
And I'm excited about some of the wagering opportunities. I'm going to be swinging for the pick 5s. I know you like the late pick 5 today, so a bunch of long shots. So some nice turf racing today, some big fields on the world-class turf course, some nice turf racing tomorrow. 6 turf stakes on the grass, and, of course, the feature on the dirt with the DeFrancis Memorial Dash. Let's take a look here at your 7-5 morning line favorite, Whitmore. Here's his win in the Grade 3 Maryland Sprint on Preakness Day at Pimlico. Didn't look like he was going to get there, but at about the 8th pole, he really kicked it in and had a strong rally to win it.
Yeah, he showed pretty good gate speed, actually, that day. They kind of drafted off the pace and wandered outward a little bit nearing the quarter pole. Jock got him straightened away, a little wander there late, and was able to kind of go by the dueling duelers. Boy, since he's been turned back to a sprinter, really one of the top sprinters in the country. Off a little time, off of freshening here. I know the long-term goal, they're shooting for Breeders' Cup, if I'm reading the press releases correctly. So interesting to see. Coming back against this field, not a ton of speed, it looks like, in the race. Favorite tail, maybe Awesome Banner get the jump on him. He'll have to have his A game to run those horses down.
Well, he's here. Whitmore is here. Got here a few days ago. In fact, the whole Ron Moquette sent a whole string here, about 20, 30 horses. A good-looking outfit over there on the backside. I was walking to see Dove Houghton, talk to Dove about Wisegal, and I looked to the barn right next to Dove's, and there's Ron Moquette.
Wow.
20, 30 horses, good-looking barn. I met his wife, Laura Moquette. So a new outfit in town here for the whole fall meet. Nice job by the racing office attracting a nice new barn here for the fall meet. Let's hear what Ron Moquette's wife, Laura Moquette, had to say. You'll get an up-close look
Yeah, he's
Whitmore,
glad to be back in Maryland. He loves it.
How's he been doing all summer, and how's he been doing this week coming up to the Dash?
Really good, really good. We're looking forward to this race.
What have been the final preparations coming into the race, you think?
His breeze last week was his final prep, and he'll just walk into this race and then hopefully head to California.
Okay. How was the breeze? Where was that?
It was at Churchill. It was beautiful. He went a minute flat, galloped around there like it was easy. So that's the kind you like to see right before a race.
Good stuff. And what would be the ideal trip you guys would like to see him get in the Dash?
Just find a hole and make a run.
All right. Good stuff. Whitmore, how you feeling? All right, so there's the Grade 3 winner, Whitmore. He likes his peppermints. Thank you to Laura Moquette for letting us into her barn. Good-looking horse. That was a sharp breeze. He shipped up from Churchill, 5 furlongs, a minute flat in preparation for the Dash tomorrow.
Yeah, it looks great. I mean, he'll be ready. He'll be fresh. And like I say, though, is he going to be fully cranked or, like I say, pointing at the Breeders' Cup? He still maybe 90% can get it done for him over this field, possibly. But like I say, and even moving towards the Breeders' Cup, I wonder if he's going to show a little bit more speed in his bigger fields when you get out there for the Breeders' Cup. You want to stay a little bit closer, avoid some trouble. Glad to see him here. And once again, you're seeing outfits like this come into Maryland. They spend Preakness week here, the way that they're treated. That's why they come back.
Yep,
Yeah.
and they're here. So Moquette with a big outfit over there. He's a new outfit in town. Kenny Decker, he was a new outfit in town earlier this year. He's been having a great year here in Maryland. He's stabled with Austin Banner coming out of the Grade 1 Vanderbilt, was second in the Vanderbilt, and Austin Banner gave Whitmore everything he could handle in that Maryland sprint at Pimlico. Let's hear what trainer Kenny Decker had to say about Austin Banner for the DeFrancis Dash.
Everything is been well since we come out of the Vossberg. Last prep the other day was real well within itself, and we hope that he continues to show up. He's showed up the last 3 times we went over there. We've been keeping some pretty good company, so maybe we hope we'll have a little home court advantage, and we'll be able to do the same on Saturday. We basically, just been galloping. We jogged some. He's kind of a funny character, so he kind of likes to do his own thing in the morning, But we basically work him out of gates, for his works, and he handles himself well. We send a work partner with him, and like I said, his work the other day was good, well within himself, and came back good. And hopefully we'll have some good luck on Saturday.
All right, so Austin Banner with some sharp works from the gate here at Pimlico in preparation for the Grade 3 DeFrancis Dash presented by ExpressBet. It's going to be a slugfest, I think. Some talented sprinters, Austin Banner, Whitmore, Favorite Tail, ran in the race 3 years ago. And how about Blue Moon Ace if he decides to stay in there?
Yeah, he showed the speed much sharper at Timonium, first time or second time in for Patterson. Favorite Tail's awfully quick, but he's only run, twice in 2 years.
Right.
Used that last race, I'm sure, as a prep. He'll be sending from the outside. And on his pace, I'm sure, will develop. It will give a target to Whitmore. I just, a little bit more value in Austin Banner in Favorite Tail, but Whitmore's clearly the one to beat.
All right, so that's all for you tomorrow. The Fall Festival of Racing. 7 stake races featuring the Grade 3 DeFrancis Dash presented by ExpressBet. 6 other turf stakes, so we're looking forward to a huge day tomorrow. We have the A-team from Gulfstream Park up here. Glad to see everybody made it up here. Dave Joseph, Ed Gray, Phil Janak, Acacia Courtney as well. She'll be on air with Tim Tulloch and I in the afternoon, and she'll be on with us tomorrow for today at the races. Right. So everybody, all hands on deck here for the big weekend. We have a great day today. 11 races. I like the early pick 5. You like the late pick 5. Let's get right to it. Beautiful conditions to kick off the 3-day race weekend. Let's show you the beautiful fast main track and the turf. Turf rated as firm right now.
Turf is firm. I think we'll be at firm today. It improves steadily over last weekend, and really nice weather this week. It's a couple nice days, a little bit of rain, but then it got awfully steamy, if I'm not mistaken, on Wednesday, the latter part of Wednesday. So I think we're definitely hedging to a firm course. You see, some pads there. It looks like the rollers were out, backing this thing down a little bit. So I think we're in for a great weekend.
Well, and we'll be for today, we'll be on the all-along turf course. No rail setting for the all-along. And then some races will be on the Fort Marcy turf course with the rail setting at 87 feet. So a couple carryovers today. The Rolling Super Hi-Fi, which will start in race 1, a little over 600. And then that Rainbow Pick 6, 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. That's a little shy at 2,500. That'll start race 6 today on the 11-race program. Let's get right to it. I got lucky with the pick 5s last weekend. I'm going to play the early pick 5 today. It starts in race 1, same race the Rolling Super High 5 starts. We kick off this early pick 5. Mandatory payout on the early pick 5. It's a low 15% takeout there on the Super High 5 as well. And an industry low 12% takeout here on the early pick 5. Mandatory payout. Let's take a look here at my ticket. Race 1's a 5.5 furlong turf sprint on the Fort Marcy. Filly Mares open 7,500. I'll go 3 deep using the 6, 7, 12. 3 horses there in the second race. I'll go 4 deep there in the third. That's a maiden 16 going a mile on the all along, going 4 deep there. I'm going to single on the 1, Phantom Shot. That's a nice allowance race there in the 4th race. And very nice allowance race early on in the card. So I'll key on the 1, Phantom Shot from the Donnie Bar Barn. And then going 2 deep there in race 5. That's a maiden 43/4 on the main track. The 9, Playwright's going to be one of your favorites. But now at the 5, Major Metro at a nice 5-to-1 price in there with Forest Boyce aboard. So that's my early pick 5 ticket, an affordable $36 play. Let's take a look here at race 1, claiming 7,500. Filly and Mares, 5.5. Fort Marcy Rail at 87 feet. We had a few scratches in here. The 5, Color Me Sexy. Victor Carrasco is off all his mounts today. Our thoughts and prayers out to him. Bad spill at Delaware yesterday. Victor Carrasco is going to be out for a little time here. We hope he's well. He's off all his mounts today, so we'll give you those rider changes as we go along. Race 1 here, the 3, Wolfie, will be ridden by Andrew Wolfsont. Scratch to 5, Color Me Sexy. I go to the outside here, Keith. The 12, Crystal Pier from the Caron McGee barn. Angel Serpa will ride this 4-year-old filly today. A decent effort on the main track last out against Open 11. First off to claim that race, originally carted for the turf. Last time this filly was on the turf at this level, she won, claimed that day by Caron. So now she's back to the level here. Should get a nice trouble-free trip on the outside today.
Yeah, back to her. It looks like her preferred surface is the way they play the game. Reached in off a little bit of a jam job from Linda Rice. Properly spotted, probably. That's her figure setup. She's kind of a higher 60 type on the turf course. Likes some flow up in front. It should get it today with the likes of Wolfie and Just Funny. I think they're going to establish a pretty quick pace. But I think Charm City, I've got her lined at 2-1. I think Charm City or Crystal Pier are going to be awfully close when the betting closes. But I think Charm City's just run against a little bit better horses, Stan. I think she's tactical enough. She can draft in the speed just to her inside. I think she can get the jump on Crystal Pier. She doesn't need to lead. I know she dueled and drew clear a couple races back, running a good figure in that starter allowance race. I think she stalks and pounces today.
All right.
Reclaim for Jamie Ness.
Yeah, Ness from a large sample, 21% first off the claim. He waits the 30 days, goes right back in for the 75. So I go 3 deep here on the early pick 5, 6, 7, 12. We both like the 7 and the 12. How about, do I have a shot here with the 6, Dukas? We'll get a decent price. Julian Pimentel rides for Phil Schoenthal. Didn't like the mud last out. Didn't like the turf 2 starts ago, but a nice win first off the claim 3 starts ago against Open 15 Company. If we can see that kind of effort today, Dukas could be right there.
Yeah, I'm going to use her into the mix. Like I say, she fell back into another county 2 races back. The pace was awfully quick. She found herself 15, almost 20 lengths out of it after a quarter of a mile. She's not going to make up that kind of ground. Underneath, it looks like she's not quite what she was. They're going to have to resurrect her to her top form for me to get her done. I think Abracadabra, the 8 for Joan Reynolds, has got a shot at a price. Went back and looked at that race last time. It was during a downpour on the 22nd where the turf course went from firm to good. Now, I don't know if it made it to yielding that day, but we had a lot of rain. But final time, 104 and 2, was only a couple ticks off of 2 other than boys. I know ran on a little bit softer course a race or 2 later. It's good enough, and I think a little freshening. Joan does well, freshen these horses up just a little bit. Will get good position, has positional speed and can fight it out, has back numbers to fit with this kind of field.
Darius Thorpe will ride. We'll get a decent price. I'm going to have to throw that horse in to my early pick 5, the 8, Abracadabra, in race 1. Nice turf sprint here for Filly Mares to kick things off. Race 2 will kick off the early pick 4. 3 pick 4s for you this afternoon. Starting races 2, 4, and let's see, 11 races, 8, 9, 10, 11. Late pick 4 will start race 8 today. Let's take a look here at the early pick 4 starting in the second race. Going 6 furlongs, claiming 5,000. Everyone 2 lifetime. Big scratch in here.
Right.
The morning line favorite, the 7 Turbo Booster, is scratched to 1 as well. Angel Cruz will ride the 4 Enduring Warrior. So with the scratch of the 7, I end up as the 4 with the 4 Enduring Warrior. My top pick, 4, 5, 3, 6 for both of us here.
Yeah, I think Enduring Warrior, Donnie Barr, on a drop, a 50% drop. Doesn't do it a whole lot, but he is 2 for 9 over the last couple of years with a positive ROI. Just looking for a little bit better price. I'm hoping for an aggressive ride from Cruz out of the gate to keep company. Keep the 5-horse Wandering Ways company up front. Maybe discourage that horse to the stretch. Raider Gun got the confidence up at Timonium. I don't think he's quite as fast as these top 2, but these top 2 don't seem like they're in their best form either. I don't think Wandering Ways was the horse that the horse was in California. That's why you saw the big drop from California to Timonium.
Right, and I go against the 5 Wandering Ways. The horse ran his eyeballs out at Timonium, had to run back quick, and now is running back in 12 days. So you wonder if the 2 races back-to-back at the Big T took a little out of the 5 Wandering Ways. I go 3, 4, 5 here in this race on my early pick 5 ticket.
Yeah, I just worry that Enduring War. I hope he didn't lose his stuff. That last race, I expected him to be a little bit closer. He wasn't. He's shown more speed in the past. If he can keep the 5 in his sights, I think he can wear him down.
Donnie Barr with a chance to win 2 races today. The Enduring Warrior here in the 2nd race, and I love Phantom Shot in the 4th race. So let's turn the page here. Race 3, big field here in the 3rd race, going a mile on the all along. No rail setting on the all along. This race, a maiden claiming 16,000. Filly mares 3 and up, and I like the 8 here. Avianca 10-1 here for trainer Tim Woolley. Second off, a long layoff here for this 4-year-old daughter, Super Saver. Didn't run too bad last out at the same level on a yielding turf course. Was 6 wide. Got up for 4th at 24-1. This horse ran some decent races last year as a 3-year-old. I think second off the layoff. How about Alex Cintron, one of our leading riders? He stays aboard here. The 8 Avianca, my top pick here in the 2nd race. We have a stat here for the 5 Prerogative.
Yeah, I do like Avianca as a price shot. I like the way she closed up into a race where Via Fortina had everything her own way. Here's a little stat for a long shot in race 3. If you're digging, trying to find something, 15, maybe 20-1. I actually picked this horse, the 5 Prerogative, first time out when Gary Capuano had this horse back in early August. Didn't run a step on the dirt, dropped to the nickel at Timonium, didn't run a step, but they don't give up on the horse. We're going to give one shot on the turf. But look at this stat here for Gary Cap over the past 2 years. 4 for 12 with maidens going dirt to turf on the turf. Going dirt to turf. Okay, ROI of over $5. Worth the shot. A little tricky breeding. Have you seen some of the rock slides of late handle the turf stand? I'm just looking for a bomb price to use underneath. I like Avianca as well. Lucy in the Sky looks like she's going to be the favorite in here. I think she's going to go a long way with Andrew Wolf's on a little bit of a drop. But I think Dorothy from Dublin, first-time claim, reported to have bled last time out. Yielding course. Maybe she just didn't like that at all. I know she's run okay on the pass on the yielding. No two turf course. No, they're not the same, Stan. So
Right.
I think Dorothy from Dublin has enough tactical speed. Take a shot first time off the claim from Maldonado to stalk the pace of Lucy in the Sky and get by.
Well, the Barnes having a big year. Maldonado 24% on the year with 26 winners. I was a little concerned when I saw the horse bled last out. They did give the horse some time here, about a month and a half for the comeback race first off the claim, but I'm gonna have to see a race first. Sometimes it takes them a race or two to recover from that. So we'll see. I go against the 12 here in the 3rd race, but I do like the stat you had there on the 5 Prerogative. That's a live long shot to throw into on your multi-race tickets. Kevin Gomez and Gary Capuano, they're a solid 21% with a positive ROI together, so I kind of overlooked the 5. You like the 2 Avianca, the 8 Avianca, my top pick a little bit here. How about the 2 Beyond Forever? Going to be one of your favorites here from the Robbie Bales barn. Sheldon Russell will ride this horse. A very good second in the amateur race 2 starts ago. Now we get Russell. We'll see what happens. Should get a nice, hopefully breaks a little quicker than she did 2 starts ago and gets a nice ground-saving trip from the inside.
Yeah, it did okay on the stretch out, sprint to route. That was on the dirt a few races back. But the turf race 2 races back wasn't bad at all either. She's got some hang in her stand. She's had chances, and she looked like she was stone-cold winner, and she couldn't get it done. I have to use her underneath, until proven otherwise. She can get past that last horse in the last 16th of a mile.
We're all over the place here in this race. A good betting race. You'll get a good price here in this race. I wasn't sure about the 11 either. Lucy in the Sky making her turf debut today for trainer Michael Salvaggio. The horse has shown some speed on the synthetic up there at Presque Isle, and we saw last weekend horses forwardly placed on the turf where we're doing well. A little firmer turf course this weekend. We'll see if the speed carries a little farther. I go against the 11 Lucy in the Sky.
Yeah, you look at this. I mean, he does hit with this kind of a move, and the race at Tampa wasn't bad. Thrice, Realism, Princess La Quinta, that 3rd place finisher, has come back, an allowance winner on the grass. Even the last place runner in that race came back to run a mid-60 buyer. The right kind of companies down at Tampa, the transfer back to the turf, and there is really no speed whatsoever in this race other than her. It's going to be her race to lose on the front end if she breaks cleanly.
Yeah, good betting race in race 3. I throw the 10 Jumpstart My Heart in there. Katie Davis becoming one of my favorite long shot riders here at Laurel. She's getting the favorites home as well. So nice maiden 16 long on the turf there in the 3rd race. We kick off the middle pick 4 here in race 4. So one of our nice allowance features of the day, a filly and mare first level allowance contest going 6 furlongs here. We have a video spotlight on my top pick. I key on this Maryland bred filly on the early pick 5. The 1 Phantom Shot looking for back-to-back winners. A nice win here against State Bred Allowance Company last out.
And we had shown this video the other day, but hell of a fire came out of this race to win it. We're going to pick up Phantom Shot midway on the turn, the number 7 horse with Stevie Hamilton. I think Stevie Hamilton's got this 3-year-old filly figured out for trainer Donnie Barr and Patty Hunt back. This horse just maneuvers her way between horses, confidently handled, bides its time, and the 7 furlong distance posed no problem. You see Hell of a Fire, the eventual runner-up, gets the jump, moves by on the outside in the blue blinkers, but once this horse gets shifted out for Hamilton, she really responds nicely from the 3/16 pole to the wire, draws even with Hell of a Fire, gets a short lead, and is dead tenacious, holds on for the victory, a hard-earned victory. I think maybe the rider change has been everything. I think he's figured this filly out. That's a good number. She ran a 71 on August the 19th. Lucky Malibu, the weekend, they ran on the same day, albeit in a much tougher race behind Crab Cakes. But Phantom Shot hasn't been far behind these horses in the past. I think there's going to be enough flow. This is a tricky race to figure out the speed. Is the weekend going to send? Will Enterprise Value show speed? What about Mastic? She's coming off of 2 route races. Phantom Shot, I think the way she kind of drug Hamilton up towards contention mid-turn, I think she's got a little bit more foot to her to keep the field close enough in her sights. And any repeat of the last, I think she can get it done. And she looks like the improving type in here.
And Hell of a Fire, a strong win last weekend against Allowance Company for Tim Woolley. I liked that horse last week, and I love Phantom Shot here. 6 for 11 in the money at Laurel Park. Hopefully, Cowboy Stevie Hamilton can get a nice strip breaking from the inside. Just get a clear running lane turner for home, and Phantom Shot's going to make a nice, strong late move. Rider change here on the 5 Lucky in Malibu. Kevin Gomez will ride for Gary Capuano. And this 3-year-old daughter of Preakness winner looking at Lucky, very strong second, 2 starts ago in the mud, second behind Tickled Pink. Didn't run that well in the Miss Disco behind Crab Cakes. Crab Cakes runs later on today. But if we can see a Lucky in Malibu, see that effort we saw 2 starts ago, she'll be right there today.
Certainly be good enough. 6 furlongs against this field. She fits perfectly. Slightly negative inside on the 18th and the 19th. And she was down there for a while. She shifted out. She was trying to the wire. Crab Cakes and Haley Swift, they just ran lights out that day in the Miss Disco. Lucky in Malibu, the steady, the most consistent probably in this bunch. I think the weekend, if Russell wants to get aggressive, she might not have been fully cranked for that last race. She's awfully quick early, and will maybe try to go ahead and dictate the pace.
And the 2 Proud Maid, Marion, maybe just didn't like the Timonium over there. The horse broke from the inside going 6.5 furlongs over there in a tough field. Maybe just didn't like Timonium, but she was in awfully good form here at Laurel Park. A nice win 3 starts ago on the main track. A sharp win against Allowance Company on the turf, 2 back. I think the 2 Proud Maid, Marion, can make amends for that Timonium race today.
Sneaky improvement by those horses. She didn't disgrace herself at all at Timonium. There was a few days, too. She inside was not really that good. She was stuck down in there that day behind Next Best Thing, who is a 2 other than kind of a mare. So it would not surprise me at all. But we're going to try to get Donnie Barr to win 2 today, it looks like.
Yeah. Keen on Phantom Shot here in the 4th
Sorry,
race.
Donnie. Sorry we put
he's been around here for a long time. Maybe a little cold on the year with just 9 winners, but been around here for a long time. He can get the job done. So Phantom Shot going to be tough there in the 4th race. Let's take a look here at the 5th on the main track, going 6 furlongs. Maiden claiming 40,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. And about the 5, Major Metro. Still no Lasix here in 8 career starts, but this 3-year-old's done a great notion. Been running well for trainer Jasna Pravnik. A very good second at this level last time behind Super Buddy. Forrest Boyce has been on this horse in the past. She gets back aboard today for Jasna Pravnik. I like the works at Pimlico since that July race. Look at the work on August 31st at Pimlico. Put a little speed into this guy, 35-1, and then came back after that September 10th and put a little bottom into the horse with a 5 furlong workout. So I like the 5 Major Metro here to break the maiden today, and we'll get a decent price because of a small outfit here and 0 for 21 on the year.
Clearly a trier is Major Metro. Likes to stay on that left lead through the stretch. I think will make an impact at some point. Will he be able to get over top? I'm not sure. I guess the 9 is probably going to be your favorite play, right? Lacey Godet has just done phenomenally with these kind of horses. But the horse has been off 2 times now, 2 big layoffs. You know, October 15 to 16, now November 16. I don't know. I don't know about Playwright. Almost looks too good with the blinkers on. Going to use and would suggest not tossing in the multi-race gimmicks. I like Glenn's Caper, Trombetta. He's rolling right now. This horse called a horse of Mr. Sparty Pants, who ran awfully quick. 23-2 final time last time out. And some better horses, I thought, ran even a little bit slower that day. Glenn's Caper, shortening up a little bit, is going to be forward a long way, as is Bronx Standman. He didn't run a step at all. He was down inside at Delaware. I expected a much better performance, but they don't drop this horse. Gets Acosta today, subbing for Carrasco. Bronx Sandman has a race on the page. You see it back in April. That buyer of 75, anything remotely close to that is a win for Bronx Sandman.
Man, that horse has been a money burner at the window.
Yep.
3-year-old by Algorithms has been the beaten favorite 3 times. You have to respect them, though, from the Gary Capuano barn. Make the rider J.D. Acosta on the 8 Bronx Sandman. This race here, I don't have your top pick, Glenn's Caper. I don't have the horse at all in my early pick 5 ticket, but I'm going to have to use the horse. I kind of overlooked the horse a little bit. I like the little sneaky cutback from 7 furlongs to 6 furlongs, and the horse did show a little speed going 7 furlongs, so should be right there. I don't like the inside post, but Julian Pimentel, the main rider for the Trombetta barn, they're a solid 15% together with a positive ROI, so I'll throw the 2, Glenn's Caper, onto my early pick 5 ticket here. I like these 11 race cards. You can hit the early pick 5 and then parlay it into the Rainbow Pick 6. Nice carryover today in that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6, a little shy of 2,500. That starts in race 6. We'll start with that right after this. Welcome back today at the races presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stan Salter, Keith Fustel. Glad you're with us here as we kick off Fall Festival of Racing weekend today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Of course, the big day tomorrow with 7 stake races featuring the 26th running of the Grade 3 to Francis Dash presented by ExpressBet, plus 6 turf stakes. That's all for you tomorrow. But don't forget about the 11-race card today. Nice carryover, a little shy of 2,500, and that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. It starts in race 6 today. A challenging 5.5 furlong turf sprint on the all-along turf course. I don't have a ticket for the Pick 6. I'm going to play the Pick 5s today. Hope that the Pick 6 carries tomorrow on the Big 12 race card tomorrow. I'll jump in tomorrow. But let's take a look here at the 6th race. Claiming 16,000, Philly Mares never won 2 lifetime sprinting on the turf. Let's take a look here, a video spotlight of the 3. Bry Pooter from the Gloria Winderoth barn.
Yeah, a little love here for Gloria Wenderoth. Looking for another little price play to use. We're going to look at that last race. First time this filly ever tried the turf, July the 14th at Laurel, and a little trouble into the turn. What I liked first of all is the gate speed that Bry Pruder showed. But once, had some horses kind of surround her, had to deal with a little bit of traffic into the far turn. Callie Francois had to take a little bit of a steadying hold there into the turn and pretty much gave up 2 or 3 lengths when you really look about it. And you see this horse 109-1. You think, oh, this horse is going to fade away, drop back to last. No, she resurfaces. Here she comes to the 8th pole. She's down inside a group of horses. She's a little tentative. The filly is just maybe trying to go through this seam along the rail coming to the 16th pole. Not quite good enough. Shows enough heart to close a couple lengths to the last 1/8 of a mile. And we're going to follow this up through the gallop out. Sassano wins it. Going into the turn, though, she's right up with this field. This filly didn't show any lack of heart through the last 1/8 of a mile. Overcame that trouble. I know she's going to be a decent price. Should be a double-digit price. She won't be 109-1, but looking at the breeding, I went back a second dam. You got some decent breeding and the horses that wanted to go longer. I like that turn of foot she showed. I think she can get a good stalking position in here with a cleaner trip at a price is a must-use.
You make a very good case in Callie Francois with a nice up-the-rail win last weekend on that Howard Wolfendale horse on the turf. So this little bug girl's riding well, and we'll get a decent price here on the 3. Bry Pooter here in race 6. I go with the 4. Kitty's right, my top pick. Make the rider Alex Centron for trainer Elizabeth Merriman. It's a nice aggressive comeback race for this 4-year-old daughter of Great Notion. She was right there at this level last December. This will be her 4-year-old debut today.
Right.
She had a nice win here last summer on the turf against Maiden 40,000 Company. Got a strong 68 Buyer speed figure in that race. Anything close to that, and I think the 4 kiddies right will be right there with the hot rider Alex Centron aboard.
Definitely going to use her a barn where we know they can get horses ready to roll after a little bit of a layoff. No problems there with Kitty's right. She's run well. A couple good sprints over this turf course. I'll move to the outside for my top selection, the 11 Sudden Hope. I'm going to take for trainer and Damon Dilladovigo. Gets a little help as well with the scratch of the 8 Choice Prospect in race 6. I think Sudden Hope, you see the 3 back race, a little drop back in November from maiden 40s to maiden 16, was able to open up and kept on going, was bet down that day. I probably got this filly line a little too high at 6. I think she's going to come down off of that. I don't see anybody that can kind of go with her early, Stan. I think with a clear break, she's going to dictate. And that's why I'm hoping maybe Brypuda, the way she showed that speed last time, maybe get a little bit of a lineup race and catch a price exacta in race number 6.
Well, the 11's going to have that controlling speed on the outside with a veteran rider, Steve Hamilton, aboard. So she'll be dangerous. I use her in the exacta. We both like the 10 as well.
Yeah.
12 Tricks from the Ann Merriman barn. Nice win sprinting on the turf last July here at Laurel Park. This is the first time getting back on the turf now for this daughter of Hat Trick. Javion Toledo should get a nice trip from the outside. I think the 10, 12 Tricks,
Yep.
a decent shot
Yeah,
here.
definite user. She improved a little better run, sustained run with the blinkers on. Now comes back to the turf.
Real in the Hills, I'll throw in there the 1A for Kenny Decker. A nice win on the dirt last out to break the maiden. She had a couple decent turf sprints before that. Now the confidence is high here for this filly, the 1A, Real in the Hills. Kenny Decker, nice win last weekend. He's been having a solid year here at Laurel Park. Good shot tomorrow into the Francis Dash. So nice little turf sprint there to kick off that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. The late Pick 5, that starts race 7 today with that industry low 12% takeout. The Pick 5 is always your best bet here at Laurel Park. It's a nice allowance race to kick off the late Pick 5. Keith, you like it today? Let's take a look here at your ticket.
Little shot here, $48 ticket. I think this should pay pretty handsomely, this late Pick 5 today. Starting it off with the 3, 4, and 9 in race 7. Got a little bomb shot there with Hammy Smith, and they're the 3. 8th race, I went all. I think it's, we've got 3 scratches in there. The 3, 8, and 9 are out. The firsters, well bred enough, by stallions that win early, decent breeding top and bottom. I'm afraid to leave anybody out of race 8. We're going to shoot the all button there. Race 9, 4 and 9, Greek Mythology for Delacour coming back to the turf in the lead, the 1 to beat for Shug. 2 deep in the 10th with the 4 and the 8, your obvious favorites. Going to try to single in the last, Ransom Kitty for Michelle Nevin. Coming back to the dirt, a little drop in class. Will be shorter, I believe, than that 4-1 morning line.
All right, always more money back to you, the better with that low 12% takeout in the late Pick 5. Let's take a look here. First leg, race 7, a nice first level allowance contest for 2-year-olds, optional claiming $50,000, going 6 furlongs on the main track. My best bet of the day here on the outside, the 9 VIP Code from the Phil Schoenthal barn, a well-bred 2-year-old by City Zip, a very good second in debut to Barry Lee, who just won a stakes race at Arlington last weekend, and then a nice impressive debut or a nice impressive win against Maiden Special Weight Company in the second career start. This horse has showed a lot of improvement in the second start, had some more early speed than he did in the debut effort. So now breaking from the outside with Carlos Quinones aboard, who's been aboard for the first 2 tries. I think the 9 is going to get a beautiful trip here and is the best horse in the race.
There's only one stat I saw. I almost had this horse on top, and I've been impressed with the way he's run both races. Well prepped by Schoenthal. This horse ran professional in debut, was able to handle traffic. Second time out, like you said, a little bit better speed, and was just dead game and determined to win, edging away late. It was, I think, breaking its maiden in the next out. They don't seem to win back-to-back. This horse would not surprise me at all. Is a must-use in all of your wagers. But let's go for a higher price with the 3. Can't take it with you. Maybe Hammy Smith found a nugget. Hammy doesn't claim a whole lot of horses anymore. Okay, when he reaches in, it grabs my attention. This horse was first-time Lasix on the dirt last time for Pecoraro. Stumbled at the break, made a nice wide move, and had plenty left in the tank. Final time 59, good enough. took a lot of play in debut, was respected at the windows. I know it was only a 4-horse field up at Delaware. It was a decent field in that day. I think Can't Take It With You was an upset shot. The last time he reached in was early in the year with Spinelli. Took a horse for 25 for the same owner. Moved this horse up about 10, 12 buyer points right off the bat. Sneaky long shot in the 7th with the 3. Can't Take It With You.
I overlooked. I just think this horse catches a very tough allowance field. I overlooked the horse, but respect the barn. Make the rider Edwin Gonzalez on the 3. Can't Take It With You. How about the 7, Mr. Fix-It from the John Terranova barn? A nice debut win against Florida Bred's maiden special weight earlier this summer down there in July. Got a nice 61 buyer speed figure. Led every step of the way. Gets Daniel Centeno to ride today. It's a 2-year-old by young sire, Two-Step Salsa, who's been throwing some winners. The horse that was second behind this winner in the debut came back to win. I like the outside trip here, the 7, Mr. Fix-It's going to get.
Isn't that a nice feeling? 39-1 and you're 5 and top at the 8th hole.
Yeah. Whew.
Talk about, man, we got the money.
Quickly cleared.
Oh,
Yeah.
just
45 and 4
Yeah.
for the half.
Double key race was that race, and next out, winner Cowboy Bob ran a 70. A number that would beat this field. Mr. Fix-It. We haven't seen this horse for a few months, but certainly might take some catching on the front end. But I don't think the 9's going to let this horse get too far out of its sight. So good race, a nice little allowance there in race 7.
We both like the 5, Dynamic Asset, a very impressive debut winner for Lacey Gaudet. Alex Centron will be back aboard today. 2-year-old by Astrology. I think that was a strong win for the 5, Dynamic Asset in debut. So, yeah, very nice allowance, first-level allowance race for 2-year-olds to kick off this late pick 5. Let's turn the page here. A nice maiden special weight for 2-year-olds here in race 8 to kick off the late pick 4. Going 6 furlongs on the main track. Couple big scratches in here. The 8, Tricks to Do, is scratched.
Yep.
Also the 9, Zip Your Lip, is also scratched. I have a rider change here on the 3, Chord Maker, my top pick here. Make the rider Steve Hamilton on the 3, Chord Maker, my top pick here in race 8. You don't have the 3 out of here, do you?
No.
Okay.
I was a rider change.
Rider
Hamilton.
change
Yep.
on the
Yep,
3.
yep.
Okay, this horse, the favorite, will bet down to about 3-1 in the debut. A well-bred 2-year-old by Curlin out of that Tonka mare for Bob Manfuso and Katie Voss. So this horse, a half-brother to Catherine Sophia, the Kentucky Oaks winner. Very good 3rd in the debut against Maryland-bred. Pascal Chant was an impressive winner that day. This horse came from way out of it, got up for a good 3rd, just beating 3/4 of a length. They'll improve a little bit here in his second start. You see a nice 48 flat. Half-mile work from the gate for this race here. Stevie Hamilton and Rodney Jenkins are having a lot of success together this year. The connections of Shimmering Aspen, the 3, Chord Maker, my top pick here. Hopefully can have a little more speed early on here. I'm thinking that's why they worked the horse a bullet from the gate last out.
It's a tough, another really difficult field to separate. You've got some firsters in here that could do anything. The 1, Zestful for Motion, bullet work, 2 races back out of a mare that did win it too, and did win sprinting. The 7 horse, Tiz from Boston, is kin to Boys to Boston. We saw that horse went around here early for Jerry Robb. Good field here in race 8. I think the 5, Clouded Judgment, and the 6, a River Derici. They've got the experience now. They've maybe run against a little bit better horses. That race at Delaware was pretty good. Prince Lucky was a Larry Jones first. They're always dangerous when you run into one of those up at Delaware. Clouded Judgment, the lace gets on. I like the debut win. 5 or 6, but like I say, I went all in here in the pick 5. Nobody's a lead pipe lock.
Oh, I don't blame you. The one I use in my top 4 is Zestful by Go Sapper, well-bred horse there. The Maryland-bred 2-year-old by Orientate there. Number 2, you'll get a nice, decent price. The 3 and the 4, decent prices. The 5, your top pick, Clouded Judgment. Yeah, 2 very strong efforts. Now gets first-time Lasix. Was just beaten in debut by VIP Code, who I love in the allowance race today. So you have to respect the 5, Clouded Judgment here. Keith's top pick. The 4, Broad Surprise, a well-bred Meyerhoff by Mineshaft. That good include Mayor Hardigan. These connections, one with the debut winner at Timonium. So these are hot connections here. Alex Centron aboard for Trombetta. It's a nice maiden special weight here to kick off this pick 4.
Hardigan, what a nice mare. 5 for 12 lifetime, made close to 200,000. I think Broad Surprise definitely looked for him down the road stretching out as well. I think he'll be able to kind of stretch out from here. Sonic Boomy Jet out of Shining Jet. Remember her?
Yeah.
Ran around here. I think that's all the old Ferguson breeding, if I'm not mistaken.
Catherine, our girl Catherine.
Yeah,
the racing
there you
office,
go.
yes.
Yeah, 9 for 35, made almost 300,000. Yeah, could be any kind. Tony Wilson slipping in
Might
to
get
Maryland.
a decent price on the outside. The 10s start with, 10-1 morning line.
Yeah.
That price will come down with the two scratches. But, 2-year-old by Bernardini out of a good mare for Sagamore and DePaz. You'll get a decent price on that runner. So, very nice maiden special weight to kick off the late pick 4 there in race 8. Let's take a look here at the 9th race to kick off the final pick 3. Nice first level allowance contest. Philly Mare is going 9 furlongs on the Fort Marcy with the rail at 87 feet. We have a video spotlight of the 4 Greek Mythology. Very impressive debut winner on a yielding turf course for Arnaud Delacour. So well-bred daughter of Medaglia de Oro for strong connections here.
Yeah, really got in good position that day and rated kindly with Santano. And what I like is just it didn't really accelerate, but just the move that this filly made, decent enough, was able to split horses coming to the 8th pole. And it was almost like a professional type of debut. Switched over correctly, got to that right lead, and kicked away nicely to Winkler, held firm late over a late closer. They kept this horse on the dirt last time when that race was transferred. I actually thought she was going to run okay. Look back at the breeding, was going to be all right on the dirt. Didn't like it at all. Comes back a little firmer ground. I think you're going to get a little help at the windows because of that buyer's figure of 65. But, Prevailing Party wasn't far off of In the Lee in that June 30th maiden score for In the Lee. So keying up horses, I think it works okay. I think you get a little better value for Greek Mythology. The transfer back a little extra ground. A mile and 1/8 I don't think is going to hurt her chances at all. Better value and Delacour dirt to turf. You see it right there. Positive ROI, 323 with almost a 40% win percentage.
Yep.
I like Greek Mythology on the transfer back to the turf course.
As good as that debut win was, you have to respect her. I use her in my top 4. It's a nice allowance race. I'm going to go with my long shot of the day here. The 2 Des Marquis, second off the layoff here for trainer Horacio DePaz and owner breeder Sagamore Farm. This filly trains on the farm. In fact, they don't even keep her in a stall most of the time. She's out in the field most of the time. That's the way she likes to train, on the farm up there in Glendon. So maybe she needed that race in the All Brandy, a tough comeback race. Balmore Hunt got loose on the lead that day on a soft turf course and just went all the way. So DeMarquis second off the layoff. DePaz strong numbers with that move. Should get a nice inside trip here with Caramanos aboard. They're going to take the blinkers off this filly today, so maybe that can help her settle a little early on here. I like the 2 Des Marquis. I think it's going to be a big weekend here for DePaz and Sagamore. They have Ginger and Rye, my best bet of the day tomorrow.
That's the way my parents trained me. They just put me outside.
Right.
Don't come in.
Train yourself.
Yeah, they said train yourself. Don't come in. We'll throw you some a meal here or there. But, yeah, one note I do have, DeMarquis 10-1. I've got her line too high. I mean, looking at all these races, a long weekend.
Give me 20-1.
No, she's not going to be. She's clearly going to be, I believe, lower than Shirley's Curls. I don't know what I was doing there. Maybe a little bit of punch drunk. You'll still be okay there because In the lead's going to get plenty of play.
Right, sure,
Linda Rice, first time Linda Rice here. I know it's maybe a sideways move off of Chad Brown's going to get plenty of play. Maybe 5 or 6 to 1 on DeMarquis. But like I say, not a ton of early licking or DeMarquis. I think back to a firmer ground is going to help her chances. As you say, the barn does great second off of a layoff. So, Greek Mythology for me in the Lee. I'll use DeMarquis in the mix, and I think you've got to feel Nouvelle Roche. Not really kind of enamored with the fields that she's run against. Maybe she was a little bit of a hang, but you got to respect Linda off the claim.
Yeah, it's a nice race. And but the 5 quick-witted at a decent price for Hammy Smith. Edwin Gonzalez. Gonzalez was aboard last out. They almost got the money against Allowance Company at 20-1 up there at Delaware. This horse had a nice debut win on the turf here earlier this summer, right here at Laurel Park. So the 5 quick-witted, I think, a live long shot here in race 9. It's a tough Allowance race, I think. All right, let's turn the page here. Race 10, we're running out of time here. Race 10's our feature of the day. A 2 other than Allowance optional, claiming 25,000, 3/4 on the main track. And I go with the 8 Crab Cakes, a nice filly by Great Notion here for Bernie Houghton. Second to Shimmering Aspen, 2 starts to go, and she got the money in the Miss Disco last out. Crab Cakes 5 for 5 here at Laurel with 3 wins in 2 seconds. Should get a beautiful trip with Forrest Boyce on the outside today.
I guess she was running too fast to get off of her left lead. That's really the only negative you could take away from it. Made great strides. I mean, that visually strong. Both those fillies. Haley's Flipping Crab Cakes ran huge. She's going to be tested, though. You've got a horse on the inside, and Liz's Cable Girl's got awfully good speed, brings in sharp form from Jersey. Swing and Sway, not quite sure what to make of her for Ron Moquette. Everlasting Secret, first time in the barn of Linda Rice. Staying here, training over the Laurel surface. Only ran second to Summer House, who came back to just get beat in the Shine Again Stakes. Right. And I don't think Everlasting Secret needs the lead, too. I think Everlasting Secret is going to be my top selection, a little bit better price. I think she can move up a step in here, maybe stalk and pounce if the inside horse doesn't break cleanly, maybe right to the front. But Crab Cakes, that was awfully strong. She's going to take on Older. This is the right time to do it. She's going to do it, and she's going to make a good impression right back. I don't think she bounces off of that race too much.
A beautiful trip on the outside, I think. So 4-8 for Keith, 8-4 for me there in race 10, the allowance feature of the day to kick off the late double. Let's take a look here. Race 11, maiden 10, 3/4 for Philly and Mares. I go with the 4. Star 2 here for Mike Juralis. Katie Davis will ride. Katie Davis was aboard last time. Yeah, she was about 3 to 5 and got beat, but she came from way out of it, second off the claim. Now 2 seconds off the claim here for a good outfit. I like the 4. Star 2 on top here in the 11th.
Yeah, some trouble nearing the half-mile pole, attributed to that dropping well off of it as well. Reached in for 30, just really hasn't panned out the way owner Joe Colgan and Mike Juralis would have hoped. Ransom Kitty's going to be my top selection. I'm just going to throw away those 2 turf tries. I think hopefully that dirtied up the form just enough to help the price a little bit. Michelle Nevin's just deadly when she comes to Maryland. 3 back or 4 back, you see the 59. I know it's a ways back. Kept company with Vertical Oak. I'll give her one shot here on the jam job.
And Michelle Nevin, always dangerous down here. Alex Centron will ride the 2. Ransom Kitty there in race 11. Victor Carrasco off all his mouths today. Our thoughts and prayers with Victor Carrasco. So, all right, we're out of time here. Out of time. Yeah. Big 11 race card. Dave Rodman, he's coming up next. We'll have today's scratches and changes. Tim Tulloch and I, along with Acacia Courtney, for you this afternoon as we kick off Fall Festival of Racing Weekend. Good luck today.
Good luck.